Now, yeah, well, he's got the evil eye. You know, he's not crazy. Not crazy.
Is that why this story was?
Wait, how do you kill him? You threw a bed off?
Oh yeah. He dragged him. Yeah, he took him, threw him off the bed, and then threw the mattress on him and smothered him to death.
That's mean.
Okay, we don't need to read the rest of this part.
Oh really? Did you read it already?
No,
Oh.
there's nothing else.
No, there's more.
You already killed the guy though.
Yeah, but hey, okay. So, and then I think it's a blind eye. I think the guy has like a cataract or something. Because obviously, like when he opens the lantern and it's on the eyeball
He cut him
and he
apart.
doesn't see it. Okay, so yeah, glass or blind.
Keaton.
He
He
doesn't.
cuts up the guy like in Rear Window.
So, shh. This next part,
Sales man.
really interesting. How Edgar Allan Poe, the author part, can change up the speed. He drags out this murder scene and how he sticks his head inside of a room and it takes an hour and it's so slow, but somehow like the suspense builds, right? And that's all the first 2 pages are about. This guy stalking the old man. Next.
Oh, is it really?
Next, watch how fast this moves. 2 paragraphs, crazy amounts of stuff happen. Right here. Ready?
I'll read it.
Okay. If you still think me mad, you will think so no longer when I describe the wise precautions I took for the concealment of the body. The night waned, and I worked hastily, but in silence. First of all, I dismembered the corpse. I cut off the head and the arms and the legs. I then took up 3 planks from the flooring of the chamber and deposited it all between the scantlings. I then replaced the boards so cleverly, so cunningly, that no human eye, not even his, could have detected anything wrong. There was nothing to wash out, no stain of any kind, no blood spot whatever.
That would make no sense because when the
I had been
dogs
too
wash
wary for that. A tub had caught all. Ha ha!
Ah,
Alright, so, in 2 very short paragraphs, he chops up the body and sticks it under the planks, and washes out all the blood in a tub, and it's all gone. I know, yeah. And I heard it say over here that it was very, very similar to Rear Window.
yes.
It is.
Hey,
Watch the movie part.
Alfred Hitchcock. I just read a quote the other day and then I lost and I couldn't find it again. But in the quote, Hitchcock is quoted saying that if it wasn't for Edgar Allan Poe, he never would have got into movie making. Like he's like Edgar Allan Poe for Hitchcock was it. Like he was the reason, the inspiration to do what he did. So, okay, more story. Shh. So, does he get caught? You know, that's the next part, right? When I had made an end to all these labors, it was 4 o'clock, still dark as midnight. As the bell sounded the hour, there came a knocking at the street door. I went down to open it with a light heart, for what had I now to fear? There entered 3 men who introduced themselves with perfect suavity as officers of the police. A shriek had been heard by a neighbor during the night. Suspicion of foul play had been aroused. Information had been lodged at the police office, and they, the officers, had been deputed to search the premises. I smiled, for what had I to fear? I bade the gentleman welcome. The shriek, I said, was my own in a dream. The old man, I mentioned, was absent in the country. I took my visitors all over the house. I bade them search well. I led them at length to his chamber. I showed them his treasures, secure, undisturbed. In the enthusiasm of my confidence, I brought chairs into the room and desired them here to rest for their fatigues, while I myself, in the wild audacity of my perfect triumph, placed my own seat upon the very spot beneath which reposed the corpse of the victim. So the cops come in, search, see nothing. Oh, you screamed in your sleep. Oh, I get it. It happens. Nice. And then he says, hey, you want to sit down, have a break, maybe have some coffee or whatever.
Oh,
So then the cops sit down. He brings them into the old man's bedroom. They sit there, and then he takes his own chair and sticks it right on top of the planks,
So
which right below the planks is
he basically
the old
hit
man's
under
body.
the floorboard.
Oh yeah, he put the body under the floor. Yeah.
This dude's crazy.
Yeah.
Less than 3.
All right. So now, cops are in the room. Look, there's a page left. It's gonna end quick. The officers were satisfied. My manner had convinced them. I was still singularly at ease. They sat, and while I answered cheerily, they chatted about familiar things. But ere long, I felt myself getting pale and wished them gone. My head ached, and I fancied a ringing in my ears. But still they sat and still chatted. The ringing became more distinct. It continued and became more distinct. I talked more freely to get rid of this feeling, but it continued and gained definitiveness until, at length, I found that the noise was not within my ears. No doubt I grew very pale, but I talked more fluently and with a heightened voice, yet the sound increased. What could I do? It was a low, dull, quick sound, much such a sound as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I gasped for breath, and yet the officers heard it not. I talked more quickly, more vehemently, but the noise steadily increased. I arose and argued about trifles in a high key and with violent gesticulations, but the noise steadily increased.
I'm scared he's gonna hit me in the face.
Why would they not be gone? I paced the floor to and fro with heavy strides, as if excited to fury by the observations of the men, but the noise steadily increased. Oh God! What could I do? I foamed, I raved, I swore! I swung the chair upon the which I had been sitting and grated it upon the boards. But the noise arose over all and continually increased. It grew louder and louder, louder! And still the men chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard not? Almighty God, no, they heard, they suspected, they knew. They were making a mockery of my horror. This I thought and this I think, but anything was better than this agony. Anything was more tolerable than this derision. I could bear those hypocritical smiles no longer. I felt that I must scream or die. And now, again, louder, 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 louder! Villains! I shrieked! Dissemble no more! I admit the deed! Tear up the planks! Here! Here! It's the beating of his hideous heart!
And then he had a psychological
You're
breakdown.
crazy, Mr. Franzen.
That's what makes it awesome.
Hey, yeah, now that we're at the end of the story, you can go. Thanks for waiting until the end.
That was it.
You would have missed it. Yeah, that's done. It's over.
Mr.
Franzen, now we watch Tell-Tale Heart.